Dr. G Academy.
Before getting started, I would like to go through the basic theory of the expected value of a discrete random variable. So what's a discrete variable? So a discrete variable is a variable which can only take certain values within a range. The variable is said to be random if the sum of the probabilities is 1. The expected value, sometimes referred to as the mean of x, where x is a discrete random variable, is an average of the possible values that x can take, each value being weighted according to the probability of that event occurring. The expected value of x is usually denoted as e of x, and the formula that we will be using for the expected value is e of x equals each of the possible outcomes times the probability of the outcome occurring. In more concrete terms, the expected value is what you would expect the outcome of an experiment to be on average. Probability distribution is a table of values showing the probabilities of various outcomes of an experiment. Okay, let's get started by reading the statement of this problem. It says, the discrete random variable x has this probability function. Given that the expected value of x is equal to 2.5, find the value of a and the value of b. Firstly, we're going to use this probability mass function given to us in the statement to construct a probability distribution table. Let's put all the possible values that x can take in our table, which are 0, 1, 2, and 5. Great. Now the next step is to determine the probability that each outcome or value of x occurs. To find out the probability of x equals 0, 1, and 2, we're going to use the formula probability that x equals a times x plus 1. When x equals 0, the probability that x equals 0 is a times 0 plus 1 that equals a. When x equals 1, the probability that x equals 1 is a times 1 plus 1 that equals 2a. And when x equals 2, the probability that x equals 2 is a times 2 plus 1 that equals 3a. Similarly, to find the probability that x equals 5, we're going to use the formula of probability that x equals b. So when x equals 5, the probability that x equals 5 is b. As x is a discrete random variable, the probabilities of x add up to 1. This means that a plus 2a plus 3a plus b equals 1, which is the same as 6a plus b equals 1. Next, we will make b the subject of the equation. So we are left with b equals 1 minus 6a. We are going to denote this equation as number 1. Hence, we're told by the statement that the expected value is 2.5. As we covered in the theory, the expected value is equal to the sum of each of the possible values of x times their individual probabilities. Therefore, 2.5 equals 0 times a plus 1 times 2a plus 2 times 3a plus 5 times b. This is the same as 2.5 equals 0 plus 2a plus 6a plus 5b. That leaves us with our second equation of 2.5 equals 8a plus 5b. Now that we have two equations and two unknown constants, we're going to apply the method of substitution by substituting equation 1 into equation 2. As you can see, we've got rid of b, implying that we can find out the value of a. First, expand the brackets. So 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times minus 6a is minus 30a. We will pass all the a's on the left side, and we will leave the rest on the right hand side of the equal sign. So 30a minus 8a equals 5 minus 2.5. That is the same as 22a equals 2.5. Finally, we divide 2.5 by 22, and we obtain the value of a that equals 0.1136 to 4 decimal places for a more accurate result. Now that we have the value of a, we can find out the value of b by using equation 1. b equals 1 minus 6a. Let's substitute the value of a into the equation. b equals 1 minus 6 times 0.113636, meaning that b equals 0.3182 to 4 decimal places. Lastly, we will check if the values of a and b are correct by substituting them into the equations. As you can see, both values satisfy both equations, meaning that our results are indeed correct. We've reached the end of the video. If you have any queries, please feel free to comment down below.
Dr. G Academy.